Have you ever wondered how banks actually make money and what they do with your money while it's sitting in their accounts? Well, here's the truth. Most people are taught to use banks the wrong way, as a place to save money. But business owners and investors, we partner with banks to create leverage and build wealth at scale. And so in this video, I'm going to break down exactly how banks work and how you can use their money and exact same strategies to hit your financial goals even faster. So with that being said, let's jump into it. Banks make money in one simple way. They borrow your money at 0% for a really low interest rate and then lend it out at a higher interest rate to other people for cars, real estate, and businesses. They're not saving money like they tell you to do. Instead, they borrow it from you and make a profit on every dollar that they lend out. So think about it like this. Let's say that you deposit $1,000 into your savings account. They pay you 0.001% on your money, and then they lend your same deposit out to other people at 6%, 12%, or 18% in the form of a credit card, loans, etc. And then if you multiply that by millions of people, you start to see how the game really works. They take your deposits and turn it into loans for other people. And the craziest part, they only have to keep a fraction of that money on hand. The rest of it is loaned out. They don't just have some hidden vault somewhere in the bank where they're keeping every depositor's money. Under the fractional reserve system, banks are only required to keep a small percentage of your deposit, sometimes as little as 10%, and then they can lend out the rest. That means if you deposit $1,000, they might only keep $100 on hand and lend out $900. So while you're working hard for money, banks are making money 24/7 by lending out your deposits at a higher rate than they pay you. That's the real game. And now, even though the system is set up in this way, you can use it to your advantage once you understand how it really works. Now, here's where most people get it wrong. They become customers of the bank, but never partners. They keep their money in a savings account, earning little to nothing. They pay interest on credit cards and car loans, and they mainly borrow for lifestyle instead of investing in assets that pay them back. And that's exactly what banks want. They want you as a consumer, not a producer. But here's how you can use the same exact strategy. Let me show you how business owners and investors think. We use banks as partners. Here's how. We borrow at low interest rates on 0% business credit cards, business lines of credit, and SBA loans. Then we invest that money into cash flowing assets like real estate, businesses, and systems. We use leverage strategically, not emotionally, and we build strong credit profiles in business entities that the banks want to work with, so we can access money whenever great opportunities present themselves. The goal is to create a system where you're using the bank's money to generate income without risking your own. The same exact thing that they do with your money. Now here's a checklist that you can follow to start partnering with the banks. You set up an LLC and a business bank account. You build strong personal and business credit because this is your reputation with the lenders. Then you get access to 0% interest business credit cards and lines of credit. Then you use that credit to fund income producing activities, not consumption. And lastly, you build relationships with multiple banks because they want to lend to people who will pay it back and ask for more money. This is how you go from making the banks rich, and now they're making you rich. Here's a direct comparison of how we can use the same wealth building playbook as the banks. So on the left side, I'm gonna put the bank strategy, and on the right side, I'm gonna put our strategy as the smart business owners. So the first thing is that the banks build relationships with you by holding your money. And then we build relationships with them by depositing and paying back borrowed money. The second thing is that banks borrow your deposit at low interest and lend it out for a profit. Or we borrow their money at low interest and invest for a profit. The banks encourage you to open more accounts and deposit more money. We pay back the borrowed money and request more funding in the form of credit limit increases and applying for new credit lines. The banks want deposits from as many people as possible, where we want business credit lines from as many banks as possible. The banks use money to make money. We use assets to make money and access even more capital. Now imagine this. You have $100,000 in available business credit. You use $40,000 to grow a business or invest in real estate. That new money pays back the loan and you keep the profit. Then you just rinse and repeat this. Every time you pay the banks back, you ask for more money through a credit limit increase or applying for more credit lines. You're now playing the exact game that the banks play. And that is how financial freedom starts. And now there's one main takeaway that I want you to get from this video is that when you own assets and maintain strong credit, banks will compete to fund your next move. And that is how you unlock unlimited capital and full financial control. And so if you want to learn how to qualify for 0% interest business credit and partner with banks the smart way, fill out the 60-second form in the description below and we'll send you a free custom game plan. Let's make make the banks work for you this time. And don't forget to like this video if you learned something new. Drop a comment if you're ready to partner with the banks. And don't forget to subscribe to continue learning more funding and wealth building strategies every single week. With that being said, my name is Jalil Nash, founder of JSM Funding Solutions, and I'll see you guys in the next video.